shaping you, okay? And you have to break out of that bottle in order to maybe follow your heart and go with an idea that you're really passionate about. And maybe it's not in line with what your family wants or what your friends think is right to do, but you know that it's what's right to do. To do this, though, you're going to have to go a little bit outside of your comfort zone. So if this is the entire world that you know, to some extent you have to get out of that and just spread your wings a little bit. It's going to feel uncomfortable at first, but that's what life is all about. It's about uncomfortability. I think that's the word. So keep that in mind, and maybe try to do a little self-analysis and figure out what your bottle is, and what may be holding you back from starting a company or being really entrepreneurial with a lot of the ideas that you have. Do I sound like Tony Robbins yet, by the way? Okay. Cool. How are we doing on time? Okay. One more. This is something, growing as a person too, if you can't tell the theme I'm kind of going along here, it's really about how you're going to grow this year. If you're doing the right thing, you're going to grow a lot. So one of the parts of this is, you know how you don't even know what you don't know? Have you ever been in that feeling, where you come across something new and you're like, I don't even know the first thing about that, like, let's say like patent attorneys, I don't even know the first thing that a patent attorney does, okay? Then you get to this point where you're like, okay, I know all these things exist, I still have no idea what they mean, but I know that they exist at least. So they're on my radar, okay? That's step 2. Step 3 is I started learning this stuff. I started learning it, and I started becoming kind of confident at it, but it's still conscious in my mind where I'm like, okay, I have to do this and that and this. I'm thinking about every step. And then the last step is where you're just going through the motions, like how I'm walking back and forth right now. Just going through the motions, I'm doing it. Not going through the motions in that aspect, don't worry, I'm loving speaking to you guys, but going through the motions as far as not thinking about walking back and forth. This is another big key, I think, to becoming a successful entrepreneur is having just that curiosity to find new things, and be interested in new things. You're going across and you're discovering things, you realize I don't know anything about that, but I'm interested in it, and get to the point where you're learning more, and then get finally to the point where you're not even thinking about it, you become somewhat of an expert. Okay? Once again, for the psych nerds, we have Joe Harvey knows what that's called. I thought that was a very cool way to look at it, as really a quadrant, right? So I don't know what I don't know. I know what I don't know. I know what I know, but I don't really know it unconsciously, and then I know what I know, and I don't even have to think about it. I'm just doing it. Lastly, the best way that I've come across as far as self-actualization, okay? Roombug, going back quickly to Roombug to some extent really is me. Okay, I came up with the idea and I kind of sent it out into the world. So it's a piece of me that's gone out into the world. Okay, there's a lot of danger in that. Going back to the stuff that we talked about before, is that my idea could have been rejected, and for a while it was rejected. And it's something that you kind of have to ignore. But on the other aspect, when you send an idea out into the world and it's accepted and it gets traction, it's one of the most satisfying experiences that you can have. I hope that everyone can, if you can't relate to it, one day I hope you can experience it. This idea of self-actualization, which is reaching your potential. At least in a part, I feel like I'm self-actualized on some level, because I'm reaching my potential. Not all the way, because you're always setting new goals and trying to grow as a person. But on some level, I found that starting a company is, for me, has been the most effective way of self-actualizing, of reaching my potential, because it's a piece of you. When you work for another company, sure, you can have your imprint on certain things, but when the idea is yours, and when you make it into a reality, then that's where you really start reaching your potential, okay? So, as we're here today, we're in Student Hall 103, and we're getting ready to start out the MSE program. I'll tell you that I use a lot of different resources to get where I am today. I use a lot of people in the center, Arnie, Jamie, Catherine, Dave, and others that aren't here. I also use a lot of their resources, just classroom people in my program I had help from. So all these people played a role, but it's really about you going out and asking for the help. They're not going to be proactive and help you. You go out and seek their help, okay? It's like Scrooge, okay? Have we seen A Christmas Carol? Okay, in A Christmas Carol, you know, he thinks that he's dead, remember, so he thinks everything's too late, and then he wakes up Christmas morning. He wakes up Christmas morning and he realizes that it's not too late, and he has that time now to do what he wants to do in life, okay? That, you know, I'm speaking from my own experience, interpret it as you will, but this was my time where I had this 1 year to focus on entrepreneurship for a year. I had this 1 year to focus on entrepreneurship, and it's like waking up from a dream, and I'm like, okay, it's not too late. You know, I didn't, you know, waste this time, and now I have this year to really focus on entrepreneurship and see what I can get accomplished. So use the resources that are here. They're here to help you, okay? They're really here to help you. So if you have an idea, talk to people about it, okay? I'm here to help you. Please take advantage of me. I certainly took advantage of people in a positive sense because, you know, I have a former MSE student on my advisory board, Trey, who James spoke about. I also have one of the CI board members on my advisory board right now too. So those two people have been indispensable to my success. So definitely use it, take this year, and really just run with it, you know? If you ever want to, you know, get involved in anything I'm doing as far as Roombug, as far as Synogen, as far as registered patient, anything else, shoot me an email, Facebook me. I'm on Facebook, obviously. But really, contact me, okay?